Hello everyone, my name is Moji. You're watching a Bitcoin Bubble News channel. We dropped to $54,000 today, but I think we're back up to $57,000 or $55,000 now. Don't worry about me at all, guys. That's why you're worried you guessed wrong about how long it would take. You thought today would bring you $77,000. You only need to think about how to make more money if you're going to be in this for 4 years. Either get rid of things that won't go up in value like Bitcoin in the next 3 or 4 years. Take a look at what you're eating and throwing it away. After that, you should just go back to work, make some cash, and buy some Bitcoin. It's fine if it's $42,000 when you buy it again. It's fine if it costs $82,000. I have a lot of Bitcoin. This morning I have more Bitcoin than I did last night. It looks like its value is going down today. Also, I want to tell everyone that it's July 5th. Nobody has to work today. In his most recent video, Cardone says that he is still optimistic about Bitcoin's future, even though other buyers are not. Bitcoin's value dropped to $1.54,000 not long ago, but it quickly rose to around $1.55,000 again. Cardone says not to worry, saying that stress comes from wrongly estimating how long investments will last. He says that long-term investors should focus on making more money and getting rid of investments that aren't doing well in favor of Bitcoin. This hope is echoed in a story on Coinograph, which says that traders are still optimistic about Bitcoin's future, even though it has risen 9% from its recent lows. Even though trade is usually slow on the weekends, Bitcoin makes up some of the ground it lost. Analysts at Wed Capital pointed out the big drop in prices, but they also saw some good signs because Bitcoin's daily close stayed above the important $1.27,500 support level. As Bitcoin gets close to its local high of $1.28,500, traders like Dan Crypto Trades see some short bets closing. The readings for Bitcoin's relative strength measure also showed positive signs, such as a bullish divergence. After the halve, Bitcoin dropped between 23 and 30% in the first 100 days. It bounces after that. It's funny that the miners are still charging away even though the price of Bitcoin is going down. I mean, Bitcoin didn't do great last week, it dropped 28%. What are the miners going to do? That stuff will fly off the rails like pancakes off a griddle if it flips over and does an 88 or an 85. I mean, that was just before the AI, but that was before the AI part of this because, I mean, if iron can go up in a $28,000 market, what can they do if Bitcoin is at $78? Sam, this is the last thing I want to say. If hearing me talk about politics more than Bitcoin right now is annoying you, I'd like to ask you to please bear with me because this is so important right now. Please give voting a lot of thought. Think about the people who live near you and get them to vote in November. You should go talk to your friends, man. Hear me out, go do something nice for someone and don't tell anyone about it. That's the end of every show. This is a great way to save time. This has been something I do for a very long time, and the more I tell you guys about it, the more I do it without thinking about it. I forgot about this little life hack for a long time after someone showed it to me. Anyway, part of being nice for me means getting active in politics, even though I don't want to or like it. We can't just stand by and do nothing. You'll have to put up with this for 5 months. To be honest, I believe we will have to fight again to keep what we've earned. The trip we're on will last between 4 and 8 years. If you want Bitcoin to go up, you should shut up and wait for it to happen. You are not going to help solve the problem. I believe Bitcoin can rise. The price will go up, and let's use Bitcoin to join all of these people and figure out how to make our voice more important. Our voice has been taken away by a group of people who know that if they say crap enough times, people will listen, even if they only make up 0.4% of the world's population. The reason we were quiet was because of that. When we shut up, someone took advantage of the silence. I think someone is going to pick on me, hate me, and probably bring charges against me. It's not going to be free. Right now, talk to someone in Ukraine. For dinner, the woman I'm dating went to see her parents 4 weeks ago when they moved from Ukraine to Monaco. 4 weeks. If you think you're free, you're wrong. You could be treated badly as long as other people are. Do not fuck with the right guy. I love Bitcoin, this country, and this country. I love this world, which has 8 billion people living in it. 10,000 officials are all there. It's 1 billion to 1. It should go without saying, but we need to talk to each other, be honest, and stop fighting over small things. Now, let's talk about what we all agree on or what our core beliefs are. Having respect, morals, ethics, telling the truth, making things, getting paid for them, and not having them stolen are all things that are good. These things are true to me. This is going to be a great time no matter what. No matter what happens, dude, we're living in history. In 20 years, you'll remember that you worked for that person. He said, "Dude, we're living in the middle of history, but he's dead now. Feel the sand moving?" I think it's really cool that I can feel the structure changing in a symbolic way. In all honesty, that's more exciting to me than whether Bitcoin is at $78,000 or $7,000. Guys, I don't think that's going to happen, but we're going to get paid a lot for our work in Bitcoin. But you won't get paid a lot and keep it if you don't do something about politics too. It's easy with Bitcoin because I know how much it costs. I understand that not many people have bought into this asset class and know what the supply and demand are. If I'm right about the game theory, all the rich people have already eaten or drunk everything they can, so they're at maximum consumption. Don't forget that we reached peak oil. I'll think of his name, but he became an expert on the idea of peak oil. His name is Major League Arthur. Peak oil has never happened to me. When we put in $1,000, all the oil in the world will show up. In game theory, I don't see how that would work with OPEC and a cartel. But when I look at Bitcoin, I think, wow, there are 406,000 very wealthy families. I think I know how there are an infinite number of chartered planes to choose from. A number could be used to make an endless number of Rolex watches. How many planes are going to come flying at me when I offer $1 million? At $1 million, everyone and their brother will show up with an airplane in Tampa. Hey, I need to pay you $1 million in 3 hours. There will be planes. Look at how badly the supply and demand are messed up. I just think it's pretty easy. This one is very easy. Everything else in game theory has been very hard to understand. There are oligopolies, duopolies, and monopolies. All of these need very different ways to get to the market strategically. To be honest, that gives me an edge because I know how all of these banks will handle entering the Bitcoin market. You can bet they won't be able to do it through relationships and referral deals. They just want to get in slowly. This is known as limping in, hey, let's work together. It's not really a promise. You see, Fidelity got into digital assets 7 years ago. They got involved. They put money to work. They hired people. They didn't work with other people. Hey, I have some news to share with you. They were going to pay for the space, come up with a theory, and base their business on it. If First Data or Bank of America came in and said, hey, we need to do this for defense, that would be very different. It's not clear what we should do. We do it because everyone else does it, but there isn't a clear goal behind it. This is why I talked about Twitter and Chatter. Elon is busy.